Hello, once again, welcome to Grace in Motion. I'm Charles Womack, and I am your host as always, and it is a pleasure again to be here, and we again always thank you for allowing us into the privacy of your homes. Of course, today we're going to be looking at a community concern, one that's really talked about, thought about, but it is one that is so relevant because it affects every aspect of our physical. We have with us an awesome guest today, and a dear friend of mine, and she's always talking to me about the concept called health. And sure enough, after we've talked enough, I say this is some information that we need to share with our community because we care about you and we're interested in you knowing everything that you can learn that will be empowering in your own personal life and in our community as a whole. Today I have with me my great friend, and I have to diplomatically work with this name. She wrote it down in phonetics, and we're going to work it out. And her name is, of course, Donna Eudovique. So anyway, forgive me for breaking it down like that, but it's a unique name, a French name, and we appreciate her for coming on. Our guest today also is a graduate from the University of Roosevelt in Chicago. She has a master's degree, and of course this school is one of the 10 top private schools in the nation. And we can appreciate that. Why? Because the subject we're going to be communicating about today lets us know that she has really focused on mastering this concept and sharing it with you. Also, she has served our country in the Air Force, forgive me, I had to work that out because we've had a lot of our military persons on recently. The United States Air Force for 23 years, the United States Air Force Reserve. So we're proud to have her on today. We're excited about this subject we're going to be talking about, and I might as well tell you what it is, and you're going to say, wow, we never ever really talk about that. And that is the health of our colon. No further delay, I'd like to introduce to you my great guest, Ms. Donna Eudovique. Donna, welcome to Grace in Motion.
Thank you, thank you.
Donna, let's get busy with this subject matter here. And we were talking earlier, and I said, well, you know, we talk about health in the community. You have people that are walking around, they jog 24/7, they're always doing something that, you know, is nutritional for their physical, and they're always healthy. Then you have a category that does not work out, do not eat right, and they're always healthy. Then you have those that are pretty ill quite frequently, and unfortunately it may be based on genetics or whatever. My question is, how important is health to the people in our society? How important should it be to all of us, and why?
Well, for number one, I feel that health should be your number one issue, an everyday thing, you know? Basically because that's what your whole energy is about, is being healthy. You think more clearly, you feel more more agile, your body is more flexible, and you're able to do what you're supposed to do.
But what about those of us who actually, you know, we don't really think about health? We're not really, we want to be healthy when the time comes. We don't want to wake up ill with a headache or whatever the case may be, but we do what we want to do. We eat what we want to eat, and if it's important, as you said, yeah, it is important, but if I'm not acting like it's important, what is my mind frame and why?
Well, many times we have a lot of little symptoms in our body that we choose to ignore because we say, oh, it's not so bad. Anytime you have a simple headache, or anytime you might have mucus in your corner of your eye when you wake up, or anytime you might sneeze, you have an ailment, you have parasites in your body. All of those are allergic reaction to toxins and buildup and parasites in your body. If you have a normal American diet, you have parasites in your body. That's all there is to it, bottom line.
And please break this down, because we all know what parasites are, but we really don't. We see them if something dies and how it raises to the surface. Tell us as human beings exactly, because we're talking about deep issues here, and so parasites. We can't. People have to know the significance of the subject matter and how the body is made up with many different types of substances and things. So talk to us. Parasites. Talk to me.
Unfortunately, there are many different types of parasites that can exist and do live in our bodies. It can be from the smallest of a shape that might be the size of a maggot, or it might be microscopic size, or it could be as large as tapeworms. And tapeworms can be as large from 1 inch to maybe 2 or 3 feet. We have at least 5 feet of intestines in our body. And so we have 5 feet of intestines in our body. So yes, it can be filled up with all of those. Toxins are basically derived from residue of food that's not properly digested, properly released from your body. So the toxins, just imagine your body is a temperature of 98.6 normally. That's pretty warm to have anything starting to ferment. And if you don't eliminate normally or regularly in the proper, elimination that you should have, you have fecal matter left over in your body that's sitting there, stuck there, that's fermenting. The average person would maybe have like 10 to 15 pounds of waste in their body.
Wow, and that's pretty relevant because, we don't really think that way. That's a medical, technical perspective, and we don't see that we are actually in danger when we do certain things to our physical. Why do you believe that we spend as a society thousands and millions of dollars on innovative measures, running to the hospital and going to the doctor, instead of spending less money on preventive measures? And what you're talking about is preventiveness when it comes to the problems that we have physically.
Well, this is a kind of strange answer to that, but we have to say we're fortunate we live in America. America is a country of free will and free choice. And so when we have this society pushed at us, advertisement pushed at us about get this quickly, get this fast, and make it easier for your day, easier to get to work, it pick you up. That's not true. It's just not true. The food is processed, it's fried, it's greasy, broiled, been sitting there, dead food. You want food that's live, food that grows from the earth is live food, and that's what our bodies are made for, and that's what we should eat. But when we get into the fast food, of course, we get into the money meal of it. Medicine is more often as a result of the fast food. Now we have illnesses or disease or diseases, and all of that is from leftover matter in our body that's not eliminated properly. That's where it all starts at. But they like for you to come in and come back, so it's sorry to say, I have nothing against the medical field. But it all could be corrected just by eating correctly. Change your thinking. Fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, those are your main sources of antibiotics, your main sources of enzymes, your main sources of all nutrients that you need for your body. And that's what we should eat. It shouldn't be processed, it shouldn't come in a can, you should be able to go get it fresh. A lot of people think it might come into a cost, but the benefit, long-term benefit is of course better when you want to spend more money on fresh food and eating well than spending money on taking care of illnesses built up from toxins and things in your body that hasn't been properly processed out.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that we as Americans are taking better care of our health today versus yesterday? Or are we getting worse with our focus on being healthy people?
Well, I think society as a whole, we are being a little bit more health conscious. We're getting more and more Surgeon General reports on changing the quota of our diets. It used to be a more portion of meat than grains, vegetables, and starches, and now they've balanced it differently where you need more portions of fruits and vegetables and grains versus the meats. I know families that might sit down and eat 3 or 4 different types of meat for one meal and no vegetables or vegetation at all. Some people feel that they need to eat meat for their source of protein. But of anything that you eat, you really only get 10% of its real value. So if you're only eating 10%, getting 10% of protein from the animal, think about the animal we eat. They're vegetarians. So where did they get their protein from? All those soybeans, grasses and greens, celeries, all that stuff that they eat naturally out there. Chlorophyll, grass, the #1 thing you can eat for your body. It just totally cleanses your blood, detoxifies. You can use it for many different things, and it has a very fresh, minty taste. It doesn't taste bad at all. You think you're eating grass? Well, in the north, our grass is wheatgrass. That's our natural grass. Here is a different type of grass. The wheatgrass is a long blade grass. You can actually cut it, grind it, milk it, puree it, and you can drink it, juice it, you can drink it. And it's very, very good for your body, a detoxifier. But the #1 thing most people can do for whatever your diet is to chew your food. People don't do that. They want to chew it to the size of a lump and swallow it. That makes your body go into some really dramas as far as trying to break it down. When in actuality, the saliva in your mouth is meant to break your food down. So you should chew your food till it's a source of a liquid. And by the time it's even your meat, if you're going to eat meat, chew it to a source of liquid in your mouth before you swallow.
Because forgive me for interrupting, because there was a statement a while back that you should actually chew your food a specific number of times.
Chew it to its liquid,
Until
whatever
it's liquid.
number
No matter what the food
number
is?
it takes, no matter what it is. Chew the food until it's liquid. And once it's in your body, I mean, because the saliva's done its work in breaking it down to the liquid. And once you swallow it to your stomach, then your stomach just takes its job in absorbing it to the places it needs to go, sending it to the places it needs to go without a big hassle trying to break it down.
So, and I know we're rolling because you're saying some of these things that I want to spin off on. So you're saying that's why they talk about don't eat too fast.
That's right.
Because if you eat too fast,
food. The saliva, you're not giving you a chance. Because actually, when you're doing that, you're also giving your body a chance to say, okay, I'm full now. Now you can stop eating. You know, when you're just chunking it down in chunks or whatever, you're not giving your body time enough to digest it. That's why you get tired, right? You want to eat and go to sleep because your body's, oh, I'm tired. Then after a while, to get tired of chewing it up, it just stored as fat. Then you got this accumulation of fat.
Interesting. And so therefore, I guess
it starts with chewing it in your mouth.
So that means that we can't, in other words, we have to slow down as a society.
Take your time.
We got to go.
Fast
we got a couple of jobs.
Fast food go.
Right. Got to eat on the run.
Well, no, don't eat on the run. Take your time.
Okay. Now let me ask you this, and we're talking about colon cleansing and colon issues. And as we talk about that, does it matter, and I'm sure it does, but how relevant is it when we eat specific times of the day? I mean, should I not eat too late at night? And if I did eat late at night, how does that affect my digestive system? If I have a midnight shift, do the body knows that, you up all night so I can work with this? How does that work? Am I more, apt to be sick because I work at night?
No, well, you're getting into a whole lot of issues that take you into a lot of avenues, but everybody has his own particular biorhythm, and everybody's body operates differently, and you have your different sources of metabolism, which is, you obviously got to have your three balance, your work, your exercise, and your, sleep. Eat, exercise, sleep. Eat, exercise, sleep. Now it's got to have the three variables to be balanced. So when you exercise, that's your metabolism burning. You have to give your metabolism fuel. Fuel is your food. Now, for most people, it's best to eat like fruits in the morning, eat a bowl of fruits. Let's try to eat some granola bars or apples. You can have some vegetables, salads, and it's all type of vegetables out there, and all the vegetables can be eaten without being cooked. They do not have to be cooked. They all have their own flavor.
Because that steals away when you cook.
That's right. Anytime you put any heat to any vegetable, whoever decided to cook vegetables really messed up food. All the vegetables have their own distinct flavors. They're all very sweet, and they taste very good. And you can eat them in mostly any combination.
Let me ask you this. Why is it then that we rarely discuss this part of our organs, the colon? Why? I mean, the medical field really talks about it. Most of us really think about it. We don't want to discuss it. And since it's so important, why do you think there's such a back-offness from discussing this major?
Excuse me, but we have this system in most cities called the sewage system.
That helps.
The colon is your sewage system.
Right, sure.
Most people do not want to talk about the colon. So that would be basically it. And really, it was really amazing. Your first study, when you go to public health, they give you a box of feces, and you're supposed to study and figure out what the person did to die.
Wow.
So you start with your colon, or the contents thereof, and the colon is a very important function.
What are the three main functions of the colon, please?
One of the main functions, of course, is to absorb the nutrients for us. They goes right into your spinal. Your spinal cord is what makes your blood. So this is your first source for your blood. Also, at the same time, there's also transference of the blood back to the colon to get up more, nutrients or whatever. So your colon, that's the number one source, a reason for it. Second source is to get rid of toxins and waste out of your body. And then number three would just spread all the other nutrients where it needs to go in the different systems. of the
Okay.
body, you know,
Okay.
to all the other organs.
Okay, and there's a concept called auto intoxication. Tell us exactly what is auto intoxication and how does it spread throughout the physical?
Well, you have to understand that the feet are part of the body, the hands are part of the body, head, arms, nose, everything is part of the body. So it all works in one unit. Every part of it has to work together for it to work. Auto intoxication is when you have this buildup of this fecal matter, leftover residue of food that's not totally processed or totally eliminated from your body. It builds up toxins because, like I said, it's in this 98.6 degree body. It's going to cook. It's going to ferment. And it'll go ahead and turn into a toxin, which is in your colon. Okay, like I said before, that's the source of your blood. Your blood runs all over your body. So yes, it spreads all throughout your body. You know, once the blood goes from the spinal cord to the colon to get its nutrients, it go back to the spinal cord, goes to the heart, pumped all throughout the body. And then it eventually affects the other organs. In fact, all of your organs. You can totally putrefy your body by not being able to eliminate properly when you need to.
And that's amazing that, you know, we talk about heart cancer, we talk about heart problems, we talk about other types of cancers. Where does colon cancer rank among the deaths in America? And I'm probably, what, 5 or 6?
Oh, no,
Where does it rank
no.
among the killers?
Colon cancer is the #1 disease cancer
what?
for United States. Colon cancer.
And we rarely hear about it now.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to hear that,
Wow.
but you can actually clean up your body, clean up every ailment, clear up every illness by just basically cleaning your colon and changing your diet.
So how long does it take? Now, there's also a thing when they talk about, you know, a lung cancer or whatever. They say if you stop smoking, then 7 years, then you actually create a new kind of lung functioning process. It regenerates itself. And so you're saying...
It can regenerate a lot quicker if you clean your colon.
Okay, and refrain from.
And well, yeah. So of course, quit the source. You know, quit smoking.
Right.
But yes, you can clean your colon a lot. You clean your colon, you can clean up your lungs a lot quicker. Your tissue will get a lot cleaner when it has no more toxins involved with the creation of the blood that's running through your body, that's keeping everything functioning.
And how long would that process take?
Clean your colon for different people depending on how much they have to get rid of. The average time would be 90 days, and some people it might take a little longer to know how much weight you have to get rid of or how much excess, you know. Because once you clean your colon, average person here is about 10 to 15 pounds of garbage in the system. So if somebody's the average like 20 pounds overweight, 15 pounds of that could be in their colon. Okay, but once you clean that colon, all excess fat tissues go away too because it has nothing grabbing on it, nothing sticking to. You know.
Okay.
It's a lot involved in it. It's a whole lot of information involved with it because it goes down with how much you exercise, metabolize, metabolize your body, how much you eat, what you eat, how you eat. You know, how much you sleep. That's all very. Then you know. A lot of other things can affect your body also as far as constipation from the colon.
Okay.
Stress, you know, not enough drinking of liquids, not enough juices, not eating right, you know, not enough sleep. All of that stuff can affect your body.
Okay.
And you know, and you can have all kinds of it. If you have bad breath, that's a blocked colon.
Okay.
That's a colon that's reached as far as your lungs.
Wow.
You really need to work on that if it's you know a case of yours. You know, mucus in the eyes, and more, that's another sign. Headaches, you know, backaches.
That all
type of cancers, all has to deal with cleaning that colon.
And we must go at the end of the day.
Cleaning that colon.
Okay,
And actually, the proper elimination process is whatever you eat, whatever meal you eat, you should be able to eliminate that meal within 4 hours.
And then let me ask you this. I mean, because I mean, there are all kind of stats, and again, you know, the community really don't know, and we're trying to feed them information that's going to help them. How often should we release these? You say, well, in 4 hours we can get it out, but how often through the course of a day should we be able to release these toxins, this waste?
Every time you eat, 4 hours after you eat.
So what I'm saying is that, say I only have one meal, I should only be expected to release.
You may not release anything if you have one meal.
Okay.
You may not release anything because you're tricking your body at that point. When you're not giving your body the proper amount of food at the proper regimen of you burning it up, if you're burning it up.
Right.
your body will shut down. You give it one meal and it's saying, okay, I don't know when the next meal is going to come. So he won't burn that food up. He'll store it away for fat.
And let me ask you this. Now, would it, the body's kind of, when you store it, forget to bring it back to its proper? In other words, it's like a waste that's stored away. And if it gets stored long enough,
it turns into them toxins. It turns into that colon. It collects all on the wall of your body. It starts getting off of the colon. It goes into the walls of your skin, the fatty tissue. That's where all that fat is. It's nothing but toxins.
Wow. Let me ask you this. You talk about the cleansing process. Now, because after what we're talking about, I'm sure everybody now is like, you know what, I may want to do this. I know when we were growing up, Mama and I, thank God for her, she used to line us up. I don't know how often it was, but we remember those moments where we all had to take this castor oil, and this castor oil, you know, clean. She knew her babies were being blessed with their physical. My thing is with this administration concept. How do we administer this cleansing that we're referring to?
Well, there's a lot of methods out there, but the best method is to take it from the mouth. That way it's going through the small intestine to the large intestine. It's just a combination of herbs. A lot of people probably heard of them. Psyllium hull, Cascara sagrada is your natural laxative. Psyllium hulls will be your fiber. And then with the particular system that I have, we also have a hydrated bentonite. That's actually a liquid that's been highly hydrogenated, where it actually cleate the materials within the walls of your lining of your intestine to be able to readily pull it out faster. And then we use a couple of tablespoons of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll will be used as the deodorizer that you definitely would like to use.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, you just imagine this, you know.
Yeah,
okay, so anyway, you would just take the bentonite, which is 2 tablespoons, and the chlorophyll, 2 tablespoons, put it in a glass of juice, half juice and half purified water. You drink that, and you can take the psyllium hull in a capsule form, 2 capsule forms, or in a Cascara sagrada 2 capsule form. You would take this 1 hour before you have breakfast in the morning, and 1 hour after dinner in the evening before you go to bed.
Okay, and now, how often do I need to stay close to the facilities?
No, it'll be a very easy process. It'll be a natural process. It will not be runny or anything like that, you know. And it'll be something that you can feel and move down, but it would take a normal 8 hours, 6 hours for it to operate. That's why you can take it in the morning. Maybe you get regulated to like 4 in the afternoon or something for that first elimination, and then in the evening, by the time you take your 6, 7 o'clock meal, and an hour after you take the system again, by the morning you should be able to eliminate in the morning. Another 8 hours after a good night of rest.
And how long should I be doing this until my system is actually clean?
90 days is a suggested time. Even for a person that think they've been clean for a while, vegetarian for a while. My personal story, I was vegetarian for like about 10 years at the time, and I met my aunt. She introduced me to this, and she took me about 3 years. It took her 3 years to convince me to do it, because I kept saying, "Oh, I've been vegetarian for 10 years," and got. After taking the system for about 3 or 4 weeks, yes, meat byproduct was still in me. It's been documented that it takes a minimum of 15 years for one piece of meat to totally eliminate you, totally leave your body.
Wow, and that means that a lot of us are walking around with a lot of meat inside of us.
And milk, cheese, eggs.
Right. So are you saying that, you know, and this is important because it's a hard task for those of us, because quite a high percentage, I don't know the percentage of society, eat meat. But now you have a conflicting force to say, I can make you well, but you don't have to, or do we have to give up meat?
Well, once you get your system clean, and you don't have to give up meat, but just regulate your portions of it, and you know, maybe eat it differently. It's all what your own individual taste may be, whatever. But once you really exercise this and want to change your thinking and change your mind and eat, you know, more fresh, good food, and totally cleanse your colon, you would never want to put anything back in it, because you feel the refreshness of this new clean blood being made from a clean colon. It gives you so much more exuberance, so much more glowing skin, so much more energy. You would never want to go back to polluting that up again. So you would want to naturally probably not eat any more meat, or if you did, you would eat different versions. Like, well, there is a difference between the cow and the pig, and then the fish and the chicken. Basically, they lay eggs, and they have live animals.
Right.
So there's a difference there. So if you want to continue with, like eggs or chicken or fish, as far as getting your omega fatty oil 3, which is very important for our brain functioning, and also the live enzyme, the B16, the B9, for our connective tissues. Yes, it is good, but at the same time, while you're eating those, eating them in a proper way, they will eliminate your body. They will eliminate from your body.
Question. Yesterday, I took my car in and got an oil change. I can see the difference immediately. So will it take time for me to begin to feel a difference, or will I feel it the first time I encounter this concept?
Most people, it take them about a week. Once you get started in about a week, you can start seeing the process of the elimination of the fecal matter. And it's not a pretty sight, but of course you want to see it. And for me, once I saw it, I was like, I'm doing this till ain't no more camera. Excuse me. But it's just, it was just an exciting experience as far as feeling the results of it, feeling more energy, feeling more refreshed. You can do more things. You seem to have more clarity of thinking. You were able to be more creative. It just total, you have better attitude,
Right.
the whole works.
Right.
It
And
just
that's all
really
important.
feels great. Yeah.
Now, all of this really sounds wonderful, and it sounds expensive. So
it's not.
help us out here in TV land to know what the investment is going to be like, and we can do it in 1 minute because it's time to wrap it up. my dear.
It's not expensive at all. Think about it in this way: it's for your health. So would you rather spend the money now and be healthy, or spend the money later when you're sick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would the changes of the cost would be? Our particular system, it runs about $250 a day, so it's about $70.
$250?
No, $2.50 a day.
That's not bad.
No, because it's half the price of a milkshake.
Exactly,
a milkshake is $5 now.
Exactly.
But so it's about $70. It runs about $70 a month. And like I say, we want to do it for like 3 months.
Okay, very good.
And then after that, you only do it like once a year.
Okay,
For a
okay.
30-day maintenance, and you
Okay.
would never have to do the whole 90. That is, if
Okay.
you stay with the diet.
Thank you so much. Hey, in 30 seconds, please, Denise, could you please tell us how we can get in touch with you? Because they're not going to know just by
Okay.
that. So tell me, where do we go?
Okay, you can come to my website.
Okay.
That's STARODUE.
One more time.
STARODUE at msn.com, and put in the letter health. Put in the reason or reference.
Okay.
Health newsletter.
Okay.
And I'll send you a health newsletter and more information on how you can get your colon cleanse and get started for a fresh new life.
Wonderful. That's an awesome idea. You all, again, thank you so much. This is Grace in Motion, and we might talk about anything, and surely whatever we talk about is for the empowerment of our community and for your better health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Thanks again, and next time we'll be doing something else that we pray that will be a benefit to you. Remember, it's nothing more and nothing less but God's grace in motion. Until next time, we love you, and we'll see you then. Denise,
Okay. Got it.